Hi, my name's Catherine McNulty. Welcome back to another Grief Inspired video. I am the founder of Grief Inspired, and I want to talk a little bit today about my coaching program, what that looks like, what I do, and help you decide whether or not working with me is the right thing to do. And at the end of the video, I'm going to invite you to reach out to me to learn a little bit more about my coaching program, for us to have a one-on-one conversation and see if it might be a good fit for you. So the results that I create for my clients is I help you find hope for your future. I teach you how to do more than just survive grief, and I give you the opportunity to really dig deep and find ways to transform your life that's going to find meaning, purpose, and really ultimately to have joy in your life again. Now, if you're early in the grief process, thinking about feeling joyful likely would seem so far away and not even possible. But I'm here to tell you that it is. So, how do you know whether or not you should work with me? First, do you want to feel hopeful? Do you want to know that you have a future? That you're going to know what tomorrow's going to bring. You want to know what a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, what that's going to look like, that you're going to be okay. Do you want that hope? If you're in need of that hope, I can give you that hope. Working with me can give you that hope. I can share some of my story. I can share the story of some of the clients that I've worked with, and I can tell you that if you work the process, you can survive this. You can get through your grief, and there is hope. So, how to do more than just survive grief? That's something else that I help teach people how to do. A lot of times as we're grieving, we really just want to get back and we want to feel normal again, quote unquote normal. What does that mean? You want to feel like you used to before your loved one died. But I'm here to tell you that working with me can teach you how to do more than just survive grief. You can work through the process, you can understand your grief, you can understand more about yourself and about your loved one, and you can develop a relationship with your loved one that far exceeds anything you ever could have imagined. But it requires digging in, it requires doing the work, engaging in the process, being able to, oftentimes we think of our grief as a cloud over our head, that this dark cloud is lingering there and making us feel depressed and miserable and angry. And I'm here to tell you that you can actually take that grief and you can hold it up over here and you can look at it and you can study it and you can dissect it and you can understand what that grief is here to teach you. Because grief and the grieving process will absolutely teach you more about yourself. It'll teach you more about life. It'll teach you about what's really important to you. And that takes us into finding joy and hope and meaning and purpose for your life. Because it's that process of self-discovery, the process of understanding your grief, of taking on actions and tools and working through and study is really going to send you to a place where you can find more joy, where you can find meaning and purpose. So one of my favorite quotes is that grief is about your life. Grief isn't about the death of your loved one. Grief is about your life and what that life is going to look like now that your loved one has passed on. And so anything that you do and the life that you create after the loss is really a way to honor the person that you loved and is really a way for you to step into something new, to transform what your life was going to look like. We said before, your grief is absolutely going to change you. That's definitely going to happen. And that's okay. We embrace that at Grieve Inspired. I encourage that. And it's that self-discovery that's really going to help you. And Oftentimes, if you've been to support groups and you feel like there isn't enough action there, that there isn't enough to-dos, the people that I work with really enjoy the concrete things that we can do to help work through grief. If you've worked with therapists and you feel like you're not getting enough feedback, the difference between, my coaching and a therapist is that, I'm going to come with you into the deepest, darkest places. We're going to work through it. And what I'm going to do, though, is as you're having those emotions, we're going to recognize them, we're going to acknowledge them, but then we're going to step back and we're going to say, what are we going to do? How are we going to learn more about these emotions? How are we going to pull through them? And how can we take that and create it into something really meaningful? And that's what our process is. So I'm with you throughout the entire process. You're not alone. Typically, grieving is a very, very lonely process. And so I can be there to help you. And that's really going to give you hope. I'll hold you accountable. So yes, absolutely. There's going to be things you need to do. There's going to be concrete exercises. And we're going to work through it one step at a time at the rate that you need, right? This is your grief journey. I'm really just here to give you options and to say, hey, let's try this. Do you like this? Does this help you? Do you think this is positive? You say yes or no. Then we try something else. If it's something that you say, I hate this, I don't want to deal with this, maybe it's something I've given you to listen to and it's a speaker that you find their voice very irritating. Great. Put that aside. Let's focus on the things that you do find helpful, that you think are going to help you, and move forward. One of the things that my support group, the Facebook support group that I have, if you want to look me up, it's Grief Inspired, Heal More Quickly. So I do believe that the process and coaching with me will help you heal more quickly. Now, we've all heard the phrase, time heals all wounds. But do we really believe that time heals all wounds? If you don't work through your grief and you just let it sit, are you really healing from your grief? I say no, that you're not going to heal until you do the work. So my invitation to you is to embrace your grief. You don't have to do it alone. We can work through it stepwise, and we can get you to the place where you do feel joy again, where you have hope, where there's meaning and purpose for your life, and that your daily activities, instead of just walking through the day like a zombie, you're actually focused and you have meaning and you have purpose, and everything that you do, your very breath and your life honors that person that you've lost. And the entire process, the love that you had for the person or persons that you've lost, that love will continue to grow. And your relationship with them, even though they're not here, will become stronger and more purposeful. And you'll have the meaning that you're looking for. So I invite you to go to my grief coaching page, take a look. So you can go to griefinspired.com. There's a coaching tab. All you have to do is click on that. It'll tell you about my program. So my program is 4 sessions. To start, you get 30 days of virtual hugs. So those are 30 videos that will help you work through the process. And then you get 4 one-on-one coaching sessions with me. And that will get you started. So that'll give you the opportunity to work with me, to begin to work through your grief and see how you can actually transform the life that you have. Thanks so much, and I can't wait to hear from you.